Alrighty, welcome back to another episode of The 12, our epic campaign of discovery and adventure across the continent of Corvair. This story will stream live on Sundays around 6 p.m. Central here on Javelin Entertainment, and if you missed the last session, you can check it out on the channel page or by clicking the link down in the description.
Last time, after Sindri had splintered the creature, Theschault and one of the knights turned on the others in some kind of madness. Clyde froze Theschault with a hold person, Roland disabled his hydroblade, and Jasira bear-hugged Theschault and manacled herself to him, while the knight quickly shook himself out of the madness and surrendered. The knights, named Derius and Azin, were members of a group called the Iron Curtain that were defenders of the far coast and based in Tantamar. Still sensing traces of lycanthropy in some of the party, they decided to push on and worked through the evening, continuing on towards the city. They worked on some projects and met some strange travelers, and Cade eventually tried another lesser restoration on Theschault, causing the poor boy to upchuck a white hairball, leaving only Roland with this strange affliction. They made it into the city, and Clyde went to search for some markets and tracked down an old friend. He made a deal with a small charlatan and discovered a purple tent stocked with magical items, and was able to purchase a mandrake root. Cade, Roland, and Boko found a library and researched information on Boko's connection to the occult and the strange religion known as the Blood of Vol. However, in the fading light of the sun and the rising moon, a change came over Roland and he began to transform. What will happen to our sneaky sniper? Will our heroes be able to help their friend in time? What items are in the magical mystery coin machine? Let's tune in and find out.
watched the stream.
no.
Congratulations, Clyde.
Oh yeah. Winning so much, can't handle it.
Were we ever on the right screen? Were we on the screen with everybody, David?
We were.
Okay. It showed me
right
as...
after. Oh, wait, yeah. No, it died 15. It died right after. Right after you did the recap.
Weird.
Rip.
Okay, well, Jasira and Clyde are just in the tent going ham at the magical mystery slot machine at this point.
It's fine.
After Clyde is done with it.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hang on. Let me bring the. Yeah, I think you swapped it back to the stream starting soon.
I got a
instead
weird.
Of to the...
Yeah, I got a weird pop-up that came up on my screen, and I wasn't sure what it meant, and I think it like reset something, but it's
Gotcha.
all right.
I swear that we were on the. Maybe that was just before the recap that I'm thinking
I
of.
don't know. It was weird,
That was really cool.
but it's all right. Wait, what?
Huh.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. So, anyways, back to Clyde pumping his stick
Yeah, Clyde pumping the stick, getting lots of balls.
in his face.
Clyde, this first one.
Actually, that's a fair point because, like, if they
Well,
would come out
let's
at like
recap here for
waist height for a normal person, that means that Clyde is pumping the stick and getting balls in his face.
like he has to reach up, and when he pulls it down, it's eye level.
This machine is like on a table, and it deposits like right at what waist height would be for an individual. But it's got a little place that these spheres pop down on, and so Clyde just picks it up off of the deposit location.
Okay. Yeah, he recovers the ball deposit from the deposit.
He gets
location.
his balls.
Exactly. But Clyde, this first one, as you kind of go to grab this sphere, the first one being like a red sphere, and as you pop it open, it breaks open into this glass vial, with what looks like this almost gray viscous fluid inside.
Gray fluid. All right.
The next one that you go to pop open gives you, it almost explodes into your chest with this force as a much larger item than the sphere, the shell, emerges, and much heavier as you nearly drop this large iron frying pan.
All right.
The next one has...
Oh, it's a barbarian spell. Cast iron.
As you go to reach into the next one, it pops up two. They're kind of this silver filigree that are almost triangular shapes, and they kind of look like ear extensions, but they're pointed, almost as if for like elven ears.
Ears of elven kind.
As not quite ears of elven kind, but close.
Uh-oh.
These are ears of elven kinda.
Kinda?
Another one you open up and you find that it is a large bag that appears to be a bag of holding.
Okay.
Nuh-uh. Nice.
Opening up another one.
Go to the astral plane.
Hey guys, I know how we're gonna solve this werewolf problem.
Fuck you.
Opening up another one, it emerges as a small, six-sided object about the size of your hand, but it seems to be formed of other smaller cubes, each with a different colored face on it.
It's a Rubik's Cube.
Oh my. Oh, maybe.
Then there is a small golden ring that has what looks to be a small skeletal face on it with two red gemstones for the eyes. There is
Definitely a cursed item. Boko will immediately request.
You can also put those gems in your teeth.
Popping out the second to last one, a large, heavy book just dumps out onto the ground. Hundreds, if not thousands of pages in this blue-bound old tome. And then finally...
swiftness of action.
Finally, you open up the last one, and again, just this massive object, this shaft that almost seems to grow out of this orb, and at the head appears to be a cloth horse head.
Like a fake horse head. Okay.
Clydesdale.
Yeah.
And so as you're going through opening up all of these items, Jasira, you kind of look over the various items that are here, and Alochi even kind of comes up and shows a few of them to you. And the first one that you kind of draws your attention is this blade that you see on the table. It seems to be... It seems at first to be just a normal dagger. But as you look at it more, it kind of shifts and seems to move, and you kind of pick it up in your hand, and the cross hilt almost seems to have this smile, this mouth-like shape that is carved into the cross hilt near your hand. You keep looking around, and you find what looks to be this normal kind of hooded lantern, but instead of a flame within it, it actually has this blue fire that seems to be burning, and the glass panes are all darkened with this kind of blackened soot across the sides. You see a heavy iron mug that has this dragonborn just with this thumbs up across the front of it. And at this point is when Alochi comes up to you and just kind of mentions, "That is the tumbler of frost. Keeps drinks poured into them quite chilled." Is there anything in your particular you're interested in? We have many weapons. We have some healing items such as our reef moss balm or our cape of chlorophyll. What is it that you are looking for?
Well, I'm pretty content with my fist. Do you have anything that might help me be more hearty or more resilient to damage, mayhaps, for 300 or less?
If you're looking at the lighter side of items, we have a few things. I had mentioned before, but the cape of chlorophyll, and he holds up this luxurious green cape. This, when positioned under bright light, allows the user to regain some stamina over time. Or if you're interested in standard medical applications, we have our reef moss balm, capable of healing small wounds and expended energy. And if you're looking for more standard protection, and he holds up this ring, and it seems to have this kind of glossy opalescent surface instead of a gemstone. It looks like this shiny kind of white surface, but it's got this chromatic colors that cross across it. This is the mother of pearl ring. It makes you more difficult to be hit by attacks, and occasionally you can summon up a globe of water.
Ooh, I like that. That sounds fun. And as you see, I'm pretty well adorned myself, but I don't have anything quite like that.
I must say your accoutrement is quite beautiful.
Thank you. I make my own jewelry, so.
And he kind of goes back to just observing all of the various items that Clyde had dumped out across the table, being like, "What do?"
Yeah.
All right,
What
that deal?
Immediately sell them back so you can get some more money to put in the machine.
There you go.
You were so close. It was buy 10 get 1 free.
Next time you
Do
gotta
my
tell me.
two-
Jasira bought 2!
Do my-
Jasira bought 2!
I know. Do my 2 not count? Do I get the free one?
I was being facetious. He kind of purrs a little bit with amusement.
Although for next time you can get a punch card.
You know, I will have to talk to Klimek. Perhaps we will do punch cards in the future.
Yeah, I gotta say, quite a lot of fun. Just the whole action I just pulled, and then you don't know what you got. But I kind of think I want to know what I got now.
As do many, this is why we offer such services. And he continues kind of focused on his ritual. And Jasira, just kind of looking across, you see a couple of other things. You see a shield, kind of smaller and oblong, that has these patterns of roses and thick thorny vines across it. You see a large drum. You also see a few different rings that are present and kind of in a small case. There's also a large blue pointed hat with a wide brim across it. You see some daggers. You see what looks to be a curved boomerang of sorts. And then you also see a small set of items. It looks like a very small compass and a singular silver coin that's kind of propped up next to it.
Mm.
Upon completion,
The shield is really neat.
so Jasira, are you paying for the 2 items, or are you kind of trying to go in on a deal with Clyde for a discount on all these items?
Clyde's definitely.
She does want to pay for her too. She wants to figure
Okay.
out what her 2 do as well, so she's willing to help pay into that deal.
For all
But
of your
she
business between the
cares about
2
that
of you, if
ring.
you would like to just give 5 gold pieces, and I will do it at a 50% discount.
Well, that was
Damn,
what I was
quite
going to ask for.
reasonable.
So that's what Clyde says. Extremely. All right, good business. Might be getting us back, and Clyde will give him 5 gold.
All right. Jasira,
you.
the helm, as he hands it back to you, this is known as a helm of salacious behavior. It
Oh.
talks to other people, usually flirting or causing some kind of mischief. But it should be noted that it always uses the current users of the helm's voice.
Oh. Okay.
You just
In the
give
stock?
it to Boko and don't tell him.
I know.
Tell him it's a shirt. A new style of shirt.
This sock is a sock of stone storing. You can fill this sock with stones or coins and retrieve them quite quickly. It will keep them safe, but it also functions as a sort of improvised flail when filled.
Mm,
Rope on a rope.
I wonder how much you
bad,
can fit
not
in
bad.
there.
guess we'll have to find out.
Looking through the horde of items that Clyde had piled up, he looks at the first one, the small vial. This is a potion of pebble flesh. If you rub it all over yourself, you go to sleep, but when you wake up, well, you have pebble flesh.
And elaborate?
Well, it's... Imagine if you had taken hundreds of cobblestones or pebbles across the streets and stuck them to your body, what would it do? And it provides you some protection, it might be a little bit more difficult to move, and of course makes you look like a hideous monster.
Forever though? Or like does it wash off? Do I have to get out? Like is it like barnacles? I learned about barnacles recently.
Difficult to say. Depends on your physical anatomy.
All right. Give to
It washes off in
Sindri.
most places except for.
Give
Ribbed
for
for your
Sindri.
pleasure.
Okay, yep.
This, and he holds up the multicolored six-sided cube. This is a challenge for you. A difficult puzzle that will be quite satisfying to complete on your own. And hands it back to you.
All right, we've been traveling a lot. Could use that. I have it as challenge cube now.
Looking at the large frying pan, this is the gourmand's trusty frying pan. Once the command word is spoken, this cast iron skillet cooks anything placed inside it to perfection. No spices or fire needed.
That's handy.
This
We
clone
like
stuff,
that.
the perfect.
Does it
fry.
have a usage per day thing?
We're opening a restaurant, boys.
Yes, we are.
Mhm.
You just have to say the right command word, and he kind of reaches
Command word
down.
is 5,000 gold.
He kind of reaches down, and with a quick swipe of his paw, there is just this purple magic that seems to shoot across the tent, and then he floats out this purple mage hand and picks up this small mouse and kind of tosses it into the frying pan and says, "Bam!" And the frying pan immediately just begins to and then he picks
That's
up the
so
small
good.
mouse and pops it into his mouth and hands it back to you.
I thought it was gonna be donkey. You donkey!
Damn.
All right.
Write that
Command
down.
fry.
Remember that command word.
Oh, I did. Command word.
Damn.
I had a neighbor whose pug was named Bam. Because they said that he looked like he had seen a wall and gone BAM!
Looking at these metal filigree kind of ear extensions.
The ears of Elvenkinda.
These are the beats of elvenkind. Headgear that can provide your ears with the finest quality elven music, at the cost of dampening out some of the other noise around you.
Beats. The beats.
They're beats.
Beats by Dr. Elf.
All right. So is it like just music from everywhere?
Beats by
Or-
Dr. Drow.
It is specialized.
There we go.
It is
Beats by
specialized
Dr. Drow.
elven music.
A special elven music. I guess
Sindri
I
would
can
love
use it
that.
for
You can
From the
tune
Underdark.
Clyde out on the ride to the
sick.
next city.
when someone's getting too upset. Here, listen to this.
Oh, or
Mhm.
just whoever Sindri is asking questions.
We'll let you wear this for 5 coins.
This item is and he kind of points at the bag. This is a bag of holding.
No tricks on it?
Well, you're certainly welcome to try it out if you don't believe me.
All right. Clyde will
Here, jump in.
Yeah, he'll stick his hand in, try. He'll put something in and he'll take it back out.
What are you
He'll
putting
put
in?
An ink pen he has
Ink
on him.
pen? Okay, you kind of put it in, kind of think about it and pull it out. Seems to work just fine.
All right.
For the first 2 times. On the 3rd time, you find out it's a bag of devouring.
It takes your hand.
As he holds
I'm just
up,
saying.
he holds up the golden skull-like ring. This is a ring of dispelling.
All right. And what does it do?
Difficult to
Dispel.
say exactly. This would
Okay.
require some more advanced magics.
All right. I got a couple friends who are pretty good at this type of thing. I'm sure they're like looking at it at least.
No, you don't.
Well, I don't know that yet. I can believe.
As he picks up the large blue tome, he kind of just flips it open to the front page, and you see embossed on there, in brilliant, beautiful calligraphy, just these images of these beautiful flying creatures across this wide lake, and these large block letters that say Lord of the Wings. This is an instructional tome in the secret language of ducks.
Of ducks?
Indeed.
You mean I could have known what Henrietta was saying this whole time?
Is Henrietta the duck?
Was.
Oh, I'm sorry for your loss.
All right.
And
Big
finally,
of duck.
and he holds up the wooden shaft with a cloth pony head on it. When straddled and the command word is spoken, you are able to be propelled at the speed of a paladin's charger. If you are a paladin, you can even use this as a summoned mount. It is a pony stick of speed.
What is the command word?
The command word is giddy up, and immediately the horse begins like move.
Yes.
Oh my god.
That's so good.
And he just goes, whoa, and it settles down.
Oh no.
Whoa, boy.
And those are your 8 items that you have received.
Extremely happy with all of them.
Yeah.
Oh.
So how much for that mother of pearl ring? So I know if I have any coin left over.
Typically, a ring such as this would run around 400 to 500 gold pieces. But you all have been such good customers, I could offer it to you for your 300.
That would be really cool. Can I try it on first?
Of course. You kind of grab the ring.
She's gonna try to put on her pinky.
You put it on your pinky, and it's a little bit big for your pinky. This is a magical ring, and as you grow used to it, it will adjust to your size.
It does complement everything else very well.
It looks beautiful on you.
I'll take it.
Wonderful. And for
And 300 gold.
For you, Bree, gives you +1 AC while equipped. And
Nice.
once per day, you can summon a globe of water that is 3 feet in diameter. And it will float 1 foot off the ground for up to 1 hour or until released. But this ring does take attunement.
If you
That's
put
okay.
that water in the pan, can you make soup?
Soup stock at the very least.
Nails.
Bone broth.
I got some stock for you. We'll make some bone broth. It'll be
We
good.
would make bone broth, but all the bones around us have been disappearing.
We can
Boneless
fix that.
broth.
And
My favorite item is the Book of Speak Duck. I'm going to be learning that shit.
The Book of Speak Duck.
We're just going to be walking through like a farmer's field at some point in 10 levels, and Clyde's going to go, "Ooh, finally!"
You guys laugh
gonna be
now.
so
Wait
good.
until we stumble upon the island of duck folk. Then you're all going to be sorry.
While we're chasing the big bad evil guy and going like, "Oh no, we've lost him. There's no trail. Where the fuck did he go? Where the duck did he go?"
It'll come in handy, I'm sure of it.
And Clyde, this is a wondrous item, very rare. And to gain the knowledge, you must spend 48 hours over a period of 6 days or fewer studying the book's contents and practicing its guidelines.
Okay.
It'll take me a week to learn duck speak.
Worth.
Yeah. We got a lot of travel coming up.
It is a magical item, so it does convey those benefits magically. But
Oh, well, I've had fun. Are we ready for Boko to get torn to shreds in the library?
Pull it a couple more times. You know, maybe you'll pull out a cure lycanthropy from 3 miles away spell. You know.
I was hoping.
Pull out a compass that tells you that your friends are in danger right now. Right now.
That would be nice.
Yeah, bear with me. No,
wait.
Bear with me.
wolf with me.
We already have one of those. We looted it from Lydia's corpse.
Ooh, you're
True.
right. We.
And now we know which way her daughter is.
Goodness.
One day you're gonna look at that and it's gonna be like rapidly
Circling
changing.
me.
Exactly.
All right. So Clyde and Jasira, where to now?
Well, Clyde has all the. Well, he has a bag of holding. Put all the shit in the bag of holding. I guess we're gonna go and search out this lady that he thought and her kid that lived in town. Didn't
All
have
right.
anything else to do.
Yeah, you
That
have
was
to
the
look for
plan.
Hale. Look for Hale.
Yes, and if
If I had her name, I actually wrote her name down.
Yeah, it is
I never
Hale.
do that.
and I believe she was at the. She were told that she was at the Lucky Fox pub.
Fox Pub.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Oh.
That's the one round back after dark.
The Lucky Fox Pub, yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's how it goes. Goodness. Alrighty. So, in the meantime, back at the library, Boko, you had been reviewing some tomes, having found one of these tomes that was strangely bound, and very quickly discovering from the contents within that this tome known as the Destinies of the Soul was actually bound. The user had put, or the author, excuse me, had put a forenote into the book saying that a tome about the human soul deserved a human binding. And right about that time, you had heard this brutal sound, almost this stretching and cracking, and it had kind of pulled you out of wherever you were, and you lost the thread of the kind of research that you had been doing, as there was suddenly this ear-piercing howl, and you just have these eyes of horror as you realize what is occurring, and looking out to the window as the evening has set in and the moonlight is beginning to stream in, and you hear this crash through the other window as you look at Cade, and both of you begin to stand to your feet and rush over and find next to Roland's spot where he was sitting, his leather duster and hat placed carefully on the back of his chair.
They just sent that.
Next to his pack and his rifle, but across the floor are bits and pieces of fabric, torn and sundered leather boots, and a few open tomes.
Is there any sign of Roland at all?
Beyond a wolf-shaped hole in the window.
You see the you see the proprietor of this establishment, this woman who had been very carefully reading, is just like standing now with mouth agape, looking at the two of you, and she's just like, "What did you bring to my library?" And there you look over, and there's just a shattered window on the front of the building.
This is why you don't bring rope into a library, guys.
Yeah. Boko is gonna take the book that he was reading and put it in his bag of holding before he leaves.
Subtly or
going
just
to-
right in the middle?
I think he's gonna do it as he's running. He's just gonna say to her. He can even say. He's just gonna say, "I will be back shortly. I apologize for the window," and he's just gonna rush out the out the door.
Go ahead and give me just a general charisma check for this.
General charisma check.
General charisma.
Okay. It seems in this moment that she is more shell-shocked by the occurrence of the events than able to put together coherent thoughts to even think about protesting or chasing after you. And so you just kind of dash out the door with Cade. You make it onto the street, and at this point in the night, the streets are fairly bare. The night has set on and the sky is dark. Stars kind of dot across the sky, and the streets here, again, these cobblestone streets with tightly packed wooden buildings, some of them alight with the light of people going about their evening business, but the relative life that had been here as the afternoon had been closing when you arrived is now all but gone, and the streets are mostly empty.
He's gonna turn to Cade and just say, "Can you send a message to Jasira and tell her what has happened?"
No, not Jasira. She'll kill me.
That's the point.
No, doggy, I will make you stunned. It'll be fine.
Doggo
stunned.
You'll be
Wrangler.
stunned for the rest of your life.
The Doggo Wrangler.
Death is the best kind of crowd control.
Or Clyde will sing you a
And that Roland went.
Oh, yeah.
You can make me a survival or investigation check if you'd like.
Yeah, he's
just
chasing
like-
down the most delicious smelling thing in town. The frying
like-
pan Clyde has.
Is this
say
like you just torn up
survival
shop
or
stalls
perception?
and then someone in the distance yelling, "My cabbages!"
What check was it?
Investigation or survival.
Oh, perfect. I'd like to try to feed this information to Cade so it gets to Jasira as well, if that's possible.
Okay. So you quickly just kind of looking around. At first, it doesn't seem very obvious. Again, the cobblestone streets here don't make it as obvious to track things as it does in kind of soft ground or dense foliage. But looking around, you do see some areas where one of the alleys nearby kind of has these long claw marks across the wooden posts that hold up the corner of the building, kind of indicating a direction that is towards the center of the town.
Lovely. Roland, you couldn't have run, I don't know, to the least populated area in town? You had to
Like
go
I
to
said,
the most?
the best smelling part of town. Look at all these walking stakes everywhere.
Row.
She looks at you. Are we planning to follow him?
Yes, of course. How fast is Cade?
Not any
fast
faster
enough.
than normal.
All right. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so Jasira, you hear in your mind as you're beginning to walk out of Kobold or go home, Cade's voice that just says, "Roland's gone. We were too late and he's a werewolf. He's headed to the town center. We're chasing after him."
Ah, shit. Clyde, you might want to hold off on your reunion.
What? What? What happened?
Roland's a werewolf.
What?
Yeah, center of
okay.
town. Center of
all right.
town. You know what to
Okay.
do, right?
I know what to do. I've got the mandrake. Boko's the one who makes the potions.
Yeah, Boko's with them. They're chasing, I think.
All right, where are they going? Yeah.
Center of town.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
As the two of you begin to race off, Boko and Cade, the two of you are also following behind, and Cade had kind of called Sindri, who was kind of just casually taking his time trying to read nearby as he comes running out of the library as well.
And has fortunately used his Mega Smush ability for the day.
I think he has more than one.
Nope, He only has one. He only has one. He ain't here. He only has one.
I could message him. He would probably tell me he has more than one.
He only has one.
But as you guys are kind of rushing into this alleyway after this creature that has become Roland, Boko, how are you handling this? What are you looking for? Where are you going? What are you trying to do to attempt to track him or to confront him?
I think the first thing is I'm gonna throw on my shield and draw my dagger and chase after. I think the goal is to just close the distance, is not to proceed any specific way other than just go for speed and make sure Roland doesn't hurt anybody else.
Okay.
What do you mean else? I haven't hurt anyone.
You
That
hurt
we know of.
Celia's pocketbook.
Technically, I hurt your pocketbook because you assumed responsibility for the window.
If only we had somebody that spent 900 platinum or 990 platinum on.
I spent
You don't
40
know.
platinum. Wait, yeah,
You
40
weren't
platinum.
there.
We can give her some nice headphones.
Yeah. Fine, I got some
Ears of
presents.
Elven kind, or beats by
Yeah.
Beats by Drow.
Beat by Drow.
Beats by Drow.
So yeah, Boko, do you have anything that you're using to amplify your speed or just using your natural speed?
I don't necessarily want to leave. I don't necessarily want to leave Cade behind, but I think that might be for the best.
All right, so just trying to go at full speed towards just in a straight direction.
Yeah, and then if I merge with my Chimera, my speed increases by 10 feet.
Okay.
So I can bump it up a little bit and try to gain. I don't think I'll be able to catch Roland, but at least try to keep him from getting too far away. Yeah, let's do that.
Wait.
And then
I thought I was also with this group, so wouldn't I be good as well?
Oh yes, you would be,
Mm.
Theschault.
Okay, see, you're not even leaving her alone. It's fine. Go ahead.
Sindri is there as well too.
You guys are fine. Yeah. I'll stay here with the books. You deal with the
Yeah, let the
werewolf.
universal crit recipient run on ahead.
Do the crit things.
Yeah.
Wh-
That's the milk bone for the dog.
Just so I remember, when did we last have a long rest? It wasn't before this, was it?
The last people to get a long rest were Cade and Roland on the road.
Okay.
Everyone else,
enough.
it's been since before the Sin Gazer fight.
Okay. Well, no.
I am going to merge with my Chimera to give me that extra speed, and I'm going to toughen my hide because I have a feeling that Roland is going to try to hurt me. So I'm going to change up my armor class.
The person covered in bones is chasing a mad dog and wondering if they're gonna get bit.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll do that. And then while I'm doing this, I'll take the bonus action to make sure the merge is complete and get after him.
All right. As you begin racing along through, just heading strong towards the general direction that you believe him to be going, go ahead and roll me a d8. And Roland, can I get you to roll me a d20?
Ooh.
Alright, with my luck, I'm gonna roll a 7.
Don't hide from me.
Real close.
All right. Roland, as you begin, or Boko, as you begin rushing through, you come across what looks to be this elderly man kind of sitting in the street, and he's seemed to be sitting on a wooden stool, but is now kind of standing up. And you see the front of his white kind of cloak is drenched with liquid. And he's kind of got these white sideburns and this white hair that's kind of pulled into a top knot. And he kind of looks over at you, and you see this kind of crunched and crushed table that is spewed across the middle of the alleyway here. And he kind of calls after, "There was a streak of black that just came and crushed my tea set," and is just kind of crying out as you kind of continue heading in this direction.
Not a tea set.
Yeah, probably no mind. It's just right past
just
him.
Going after. Theschault, Cade, and Sindri do come across this individual a little while after, also kind of doing what they can to keep up with the enhanced speed that Boko now has. Boko, go ahead and roll me another D8. All right. Racing through these alleyways, you get to this point where you are trying to find this core path, and the streets are now no longer moved just in a directly straight line. You've moved far enough where they're now starting to zigzag in places, and you need to make decisions. And you kind of cut down one alleyway, and you see a cloaked figure kind of running past in the opposite direction. You're like, oh, he must have come from that direction, and or he must be running from that direction. You tear off in another way, kind of curving down the next corner. The two of you can go ahead and make me another roll.
Ooh.
All right.
Wow.
And Boko, as you curve around the next corner, you see a figure. They are kind of this pale skin male figure that seems to be almost has this glow about them even in the darkness, just from the natural pale face and exterior they have, and just this bright orangey red hair and these bright white gold bright white gold raiments that they wear, but they are just laying down in a pool of blood.
Really
are you
quick
stopping or are you continuing on?
Is there anything, like, are there any loose rocks or anything here?
Probably a few loose cobblestones and bricks that have kind of fallen or been broken free over wear and tear.
Yeah, knowing that Cade is directly behind me, just scooping up a rock really quick, just imbuing it to bathe the street in red light and hurling it down the way so it marks the spot where I went.
Okay.
And going directly after Roland.
All right, continuing on. At this point, I would like either Clyde or Jasira to roll me a d8.
I would like Jasira. I wanted to know when Jasira told Clyde that they were in the park center, she started to run faster than Clyde. Clyde would have whipped out the horse and going, "Giddy up, Clydesdale!"
I love that.
Already coming in clutch.
No, that's good. That's so good.
All right. Jasira, you begin to run as Clyde does his best to keep up as you break through towards the city center. You pass by a man kind of in a leather duster with this handsome face and brown hair that for a second makes you kind of double take just with the apparel he's wearing, but it doesn't seem to be Roland.
Or does it?
Doesn't seem to be.
Oh
no!
What you doing?
They just shop at the same store. It's fine.
Well, you said she double take, so does that... Are you giving her a chance to take a closer look real quick?
You see this piece of apparel that gives you familiarity, that seems somewhat similar to Roland's apparel, just in a quick double take. If you want to stop and take a closer look, you can, or you can continue at your full speed.
Decisions. Oh, I'm running.
All right. Continuing on at full speed through to the center.
We were last told that he's a werewolf.
Theschault,
yeah, that's what she was told.
As you, Cade, and Sindri come rushing up, you find this man who's kind of angrily grumbling about his broken tea set and trying to pick up the pieces, holding the last small teacup in his hand, when it just seems to give out a final crack and it breaks off of the handle that is holding it. Are you continuing on behind Boko?
Oh, crap. You know, how busted up is this thing?
The tea set is shattered into pieces on the ground. The table has been overturned and crunched. You do see bits of black hair or fur that are kind of nestled among the wreckage.
You know, actually, yeah, let me check my spell list real quick.
Mending on the go.
Yeah, hear me out. Can I use mending to try and help fix the set?
You certainly can.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
takes a minute to cast.
It does.
Oh, it does?
Yep.
He's not doing anything important.
Okay. You know what though? No. You know, I do want to help him out. Well, the problem is though, if it's a minute per.
Yeah. Seeing you beginning to cast this, Cade does kind of look back and is like, "Theschault, we need to keep going." As she's kind of pushing on. You're welcome to stay if you want, but it's up to you.
Oh gosh. Tell you what, I will ask him, can I take one piece of this? I'll help you fix it, but I've got something to do right now.
You sure? I'm not going to get much use out of it anymore.
All right, great. As I put it in my bag, I'll come back, I swear.
Already broke it.
All right, as you continue off towards after Cade, and Cade kind of catches sight of this glowing orb quickly and kind of heads in that direction. And Theschault, you and Cade see this body, this white-clothed individual lying in a pool of blood, and Cade kind of has this moment of indecision whether she should try and continue pursuing on or stop and help. Do you have any words for her?
Well, this person's looking do they look like they're savable if we do something? I guess just at a quick glance.
You would have to take a moment to inspect, which you can do if you want to quickly look over the body.
Yeah, you know what? I think I am going to do that.
So how does the werewolf disease spread?
I don't know. I mean, but if this person can be helped, they can be helped.
Give me an investigation check or a medicine, your choice.
Okay, investigation or medicine? What am I better at? Investigation.
No.
Do I have Inspirit? No, I don't.
It looks dire. This individual's throat has been torn at, and their color has almost completely faded. And you kind of look at Cade, and you know that this person is probably already gone.
I'll just tell her, Cade, I'd like to help them as much as you do, but I don't think this is something we can help with, especially not right now.
Then we should keep going. And she just those words were enough to break her out of her indecision, and she continues on. Boko, go ahead and give me another D8 roll, and Roland another D20.
Okay, apparently when I roll above a 10, people die. So nat 1, please. 3 is close enough.
Hey, 3's good. 3's good.
Boko, as you continue rushing through the streets, dodging this way and that, you come across a man, bulky and stocky with these heavy muscles, but bound in kind of a nobleman's shirt with a high collar. He's got this shaved head across his balding features and these round monocle-like glasses, and one kind of hoop earring across his ear, and just these thick hands hold a book as he's flipping through the pages. As he sees you tear through, he just kind of points in a direction down an alley.
Yes. Pew!
Jasira, go ahead and roll me that D8.
A blur of bone.
Hopefully it's really fast.
Hopefully, come on. Hey.
Ooh, that sounds fast.
Jasira, you hear this distant, and you know that
she's running for that.
You're still a ways off, and so you just kind of begin to focus in on that direction and book it at some speed. Again, twisting, turning through these alleys, Theschault, Cade, kind of doing what they can to try and keep up the pace, but Boko is beginning to stretch that distance between them. Another round of rolls. So Boko and Jasira D8s and Roland a D20.
Ooh, another 2.
I just realized the horse head thing is just a defective broomstick of flying.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
But it's cute.
I'd like to think that with all your new baubles, you jangle down the streets.
No, see, that's what the bag of holding's for. It all goes. It was convenient. I can put all my winnings in there.
Winnings.
Oh, that's a 19. Oh, shit.
Do I at any point get to, like, try to influence anything?
We'll say that now is it. Go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw at this point.
Oh.
Him just killing people blows him down, right?
We hope.
I don't know, man. He's good.
He's really fast.
I mean, we've seen Roland fight.
Now that you've burned the 19, go ahead and roll.
Yeah, that's basically that's what I heard too. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was more in response to your question,
grandma?
but as Boko, you're beginning to feel this exhaustion begin to set into your muscles, and you're losing track on hints and to keep up with this creature, and you haven't heard anything, and you're getting frustrated, and then all of a sudden you hear that piercing howl, and it's just what you needed to kind of continue pushing forward through these streets, but you also know that others might have heard the same thing. And so continuing rushing through, you do what you can to try and close the distance at this point. Jasira, you have been pushing through at a heavy pace with Clyde, actually able to keep up with you fairly well. After hearing the howl, it was closer to you than it was to Boko whenever it came out, and you kind of closed the distance in the direction that this creature's or that this howl seemed to be coming from, and you are the first to come across where this small intersection of kind of main streets, there is a man with kind of a long brownish vest and what seems to be kind of basic clothes. He's got white hair and a thick white beard, and seems to be kind of next to this cart, and there are just dozens of metallic cages that are piled onto this cart, but they have been dumped and tumbled across, some of them broken and shattered. In some of them you see bird-like creatures or small rodent-like creatures of various pinks and blues and browns, some that look like bunnies but with longer ears and bigger legs, some that look like parrots but with extended beaks, these various creatures, and some of them that have escaped from the broken cages that are now fluttering and flying or hopping in different directions.
Oh boy.
See, Roland isn't a bad guy.
I have an idea.
Set free a whole bunch of animals.
We look inside and all the puppies. Oh God, the puppies.
Make sure all the puppies are normal.
What are you doing, Jasira?
Yeah, Clyde's gonna be following Jasira. Unless, that's just what's gonna happen.
She is trying to head towards where she heard that howl come from. Because you added, she still felt like she was a distance away.
This location was kind of where you felt the howl coming from.
Oh,
and this is the scene that you see.
Okay. Then I guess she'll do a quick perception check.
Clyde goes, whoa!
To try to see if there's any any destruction. Sorry, I have caramel in my mouth. Any destruction on any of the nearby pathways to see if she can kind of guess which direction Roland may have gone.
Clyde's gonna be looking too. Do you want to count that as a help action?
Yeah, you can roll it at advantage,
Yeah.
but it's going to be either investigation or survival.
Well, if it's investigation, I technically get... Oh, gosh. I technically get that anyway, but survival is higher, so let's do that. Let's do survival. And if he can help me... That's looking okay.
See what we can do.
How about that? How about that?
Okay.
Catch me outside.
Yeah, with the two of you searching kind of the few different streets that intersect here, you find one that has, again, deep claw marks through the wood on nearby buildings, and you can actually see they're not at street level. These ones kind of go from street level up the side of the building.
Oh, no.
As if something was climbing.
Clyde, I think he went up.
Well, you can hop up there, that'd be easier for you. I'll follow down here, though.
Okay. Good luck, man. And she's going to try to start finding the easiest way to climb. Because she can't run up walls yet.
Yeah, as you begin to kind of try and climb your way up here and then move atop the rooftops, go ahead and give me an acrobatics check. And Roland, give me another wisdom saving throw when you get a chance.
I was gonna go on the roofs too. I just want to say that. I was thinking about it before you said it.
I don't have inspiration or anything, right? That would be much better than an 8.
It's okay. You transferred the luck to me, and I'm the one that actually needs it right now.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well, I had meant to give everyone inspiration for this last session before break, but I didn't post on it.
So no one has.
So nobody has it. Sorry.
What?
Because if everyone's
That's the
special,
intention.
that
No
means
one is.
nobody is.
No one's this.
Wow.
I'm feeling evil tonight.
But the intent was there.
Well,
The
that was
intent was there.
another day, Austin.
Fly or
that was
fall
previous,
on your
Austin.
own merits.
Yeah. Fine.
Boko, you were also planning to begin to climb up onto the rooftops?
Yeah, seeming as I clearly cannot catch up to him or see him from the alleyways, I was going to run up one of the walls, and I actually have a ring of jump that I would like to use.
Okay. And
So
are you planning
cross-
to just use that to navigate, or are you trying to use it to get a better perspective and kind of look for him?
A little bit of both, and also a way to cut down and reduce the speed differential here. So if Roland were staying on the ground and zigzagging, I wouldn't have to zigzag. I could go as the crow flies, kind of.
So
You're taking the Assassin's Creed strategy.
if you want to attempt to try and get a viewpoint of where he is at, you can make a perception check at advantage, but it will slow you down. Alternatively, you can continue just in that straight line path and go ahead and make me an acrobatics or athletics check at advantage. Or is this...
So I heard where the howl came from, you said.
Yeah.
And so I think this is going to be... so I have a climb speed, so just straight up the wall.
And just going in that direction?
Directly in that area. So I think and then once we get there, then we'll see if we can make the check.
Yeah,
What's with the last paragraph? Because that's horrifying.
What's up?
Mm-hmm.
You can extend your arms half your height above yourself during the jump. Oh, I'm imagining.
If I have an extra arm, does that give me extra climb?
I mean,
This is an
It's not half the height of your jump. It's half your height.
Okay, that's way less. I was surprised. Like,
It's just saying that you can put your arms up, and so you can grab on something that's a little bit
makes
higher than your
way
height.
more sense that way. I was
If
imagining
the
just
DM
suddenly
really wants to do
his arm
that
just
much
stretches
math.
up.
Yeah.
However, my long jump is now 30 feet.
Yeah.
Sorry, 27 feet.
So yeah, athletics or acrobatics at advantage for you, Boko. And then we're gonna get into some interesting.
Nice.
hey, that's
Okay.
basically what I did.
Luckily, with the increase, it's a much lower DC. I need again, Roland, if you can roll me a D20. And Boko, Jasira, and now Clyde, I need all three of you to roll me a D8.
Did anything happen with the 19 wisdom save?
We'll get to that.
Okay. Just wanted to
Yeah.
bring it up because a lot of shit happened.
yeah,
after
no, I did
rolled
see it.
Ooh.
We'll kind of come back to you as we're moving back through here.
Oh.
We get the Roland point of view, the murderous rampage through the city.
Awoo!
Okay.
Natty 8.
99.
Congrats.
So, Clyde, Clyde, as you begin to kind of head off through the streets, Boko, as you're jumping in the direction of where you heard that howl, you just see Clyde down a distant street kind of head out of your view, continuing on as you just catch sight of him.
Giddy up.
Jasira, you drop down between the buildings. You'll only take 1 point of bludgeoning damage, just kind of as it as you kind of knock down
amazing.
the wind out of yourself.
That is the biggest frog I've ever seen.
it's a
I'm
big
sorry.
frog.
This has been derailed.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My wife brought Frog around.
It's all good.
No
Froggo.
wonder you want to play a ribbit.
Exactly. I have inspiration.
But Jasira, you catch a brief glimpse of just this dark, large shadow as it rushes between a nearby street.
Well, she knows where she's going.
It's a frog.
Roland was a bullfrog.
Need a disclaimer. No animals were harmed in the filming of this episode.
Yeah.
Except Roland.
All right, Roland, give me one more wisdom save, and then another round of D8s for Clyde, Boko, and Jasira, and another D20 for you, Roland. And we should.
Another one?
Yep, one more.
Another wisdom. The 19 didn't.
Oh.
I can't even use like shape-changing stuff to try and away.
We'll get to that here in a second. This is kind of setting the stage for your what will come for you.
I think the real question
Okay,
is
I'm
going to
gonna
be:
roll
can
the
you
d20
have
first.
a thick coat of hair if your skin?
Fucking
is made
hell! I
of
shouldn't have done
pebbles?
that.
It'll be great.
Roland.
Oh, it's less great. No.
Okay.
Oh,
The
God.
order on those two. Since you asked for them in the opposite order, can I just like?
You made that choice, not me. You consciously made that decision.
You asked for them in the opposite order. You asked for
you
wisdom
said
save
I'm
and then a
gonna roll the
d20. Could the 19
D20
be the dice?
first. I know better than the DM. I'm gonna roll this one first. Well, now look if it's not the consequences of your own actions.
Oh no, consequences.
The only thing. I fear.
Anyway, Jasira, as you begin to rush in the direction of that shadow, you kind of turn around the corner and see Clyde coming down an opposite street nearby you. And Boko, you hop onto a roof nearby as all three of you begin to come towards this central point. but there is no sign of Roland.
Oh, don't be like that.
That's where it seemed like it was coming
He was
from.
right fucking here.
Can I try and do a quick check from up here?
Certainly, if you want to give me a perception check. This
Boko,
one will just
look
be
real
straight.
good up there. Clyde's gonna give him an inspiration. Look really good.
You look awesome.
What's the value of the inspiration?
A D8.
Yeah, can Jasira check out the general area where she saw the shadow last?
Yeah, do you want to give me like an investigation check? Is that what are you looking like the spot that you saw it to see if you can find any signs, or what are you trying to do?
Yeah, she's trying to find the boy.
Okay, yeah, investigation or
wolf
survival.
or whatever.
Boko's gonna yell back at Clyde and he's gonna say, "Do something! Howl or something! Bring him to you!"
Survival!
Oh.
Survival!
Of the fittest.
Let's go.
He was with you.
You were there!
Jasira, you see signs of those same long claw marks across wood where you had seen the shadow pass. And you see bits of this black fur. But what you also find are these small little scratch marks across the stone. And it could easily be just dismissed as the creature's back feet with claws kind of passing over and just gently scratching it. But you take a moment and you think about this, and they're consistent patterns, and they're close, and they're small. It's still not tiny creature, but it's much too small to be the shape that you had seen. And putting together what had occurred, you believe, and kind of inspecting it more, even find additional traces that this shadow was likely chasing some other creature. Something smaller. And as you inspect the ground around, you find bits of this thin, whitish gray fur.
Mm-hmm.
This one that is very different.
Snowball.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Would it be similar to potentially one of the critters from the truck that were like ripped open?
You think back, and you did see a couple small, like, I say small, they're kind of a couple feet long, these almost rabbit-like creatures, but with long extended back legs that had like a white gray fur.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Fire ferret.
Okay.
Boko,
Oh, that's a terrifying thought.
Boko looking across.
Just a 3-foot long furry slinky.
Oh, gosh. Boko, you look across the streets from up on these roofs, and you can't see too far or down into the alleys, but you look and you listen, and there is just no sign of him.
Did we give up, guys?
Mm-mm. Gotta be around here somewhere.
You'll find
Right.
him in the morning.
But so will the guards.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you'll find him.
I mean, I don't even know what the fuck to do. Hold on, I have to have something in here.
That's what I've been looking at. Like,
He's looking real hard.
Do something to try
All
and
right.
draw me.
Clyde is going to take a second, and he's going to cast Sending to Roland,
Ooh.
asking him where he is
Mm.
and how we can get to him.
Ask
I'm gonna-
very nicely.
Here, boy.
Yeah,
Hey,
Come on.
buddy.
we got. Oh, and then Clyde, after sending that, is going to pull out the frying pan, throw down some food, and go. Bam.
Try and bring him in with some bait.
She has some fruity snacks.
Yeah, she
What
doesn't have
happens
any-
if you
Also-
throw a living creature in the frying pan?
The mouse was alive. Damn it!
It was.
It's perfectly seasoned.
Yeah.
So if you take the frying pan and then you smack someone in the ass and yell
Bam!
"Bam!"
We'll find out.
you get a perfectly grilled flank steak still attached to them.
Perfectly seared goblin.
Only one way to
I
find
am
out.
going to drop down next to Clyde while he's cooking something up, and I'm going to grab a loose cobblestone, and I'm going to scratch a little glyph on it and cause it to begin emitting a noise.
Yeah, hey, Clyde, I was gonna say, I
A
got the
noise of
mandrake.
nachos.
Can you make that potion? How long did that take you?
Yeah, I'm gonna scratch this and make it sound continuously like the whimpering of an injured animal.
Okay.
Ooh.
You sick bastard.
And with some smells and with some sounds, maybe we can draw them in. And I'm gonna start chopping up this mandrake root and start trying to get us a lichen cure.
And while he's doing that, Clyde is going to start casting Tiny Hut. With my last level 3rd spell?
Okay.
Or you could do it ritualistically and take 10 minutes.
Absolutely not.
All right. So as
Come on,
you all
Roland.
begin this prep, Jasira, are you just hanging out with them?
I'll say, Boko, Clyde, do
So-
something. All right,
Yeah.
barbecue.
So are we now all on the same level or like same plane, height,
Yeah.
whatever? Okay, good.
I'll
Then
say,
yeah,
you
she'll
better
help out.
Start in the bubble so you can leave and come
Thank
back.
you. Yeah, no, she'll help Boko then. I just didn't know if he was still on the roof.
All right.
With that, I'm gonna
She'll help with the potion.
Theschault, can you roll me a d8?
Yes.
And Roland, I need one more d20.
Oh lordy.
Wisdom save?
Nope, not a wisdom save, just a d20.
Okay. Just out of
Okay.
curiosity, I want to see what it would have been. Okay. I'm happy.
And then, why don't I go ahead and get a d8 from Jasira or Boko?
Boko's working on a potion if you want to roll it.
Okay. That's cool. That's cool.
In the background, you would hear Clyde going bam as he throws horse feed in the pan and tosses it off.
Okay. Boko, are you proficient in any type of like alchemy tools?
Yes.
And do you have those tools with you?
They're in the bag of holding.
Okay, perfect. Then go ahead and give me a roll at advantage
Hell yeah.
with those tools. And this is not so much to see if you can make the potion, but how quickly you can brew the potion.
That looks pretty fast.
Yeah. So with
Maybe.
with the recipe and with the pre-work on the ingredients, you're able to very quickly batch together a potion here. And with Clyde's assistance, put together or put it together before Clyde has even finished putting together his own tiny hut as it is ready to go. However, as you wait and watch and listen, the night goes by relatively uneventfully. The smells of the meat, the calls of the animal don't seem to draw attention from any sort of creature.
Oh wait, shit, we have to put them outside the hut.
No, it doesn't block smell. We looked into that.
Yeah, we checked that.
But it
Did
doesn't
I ever
seem.
get a response with sending?
We'll get. Well, I guess
Okay.
that's a good point.
Because that would have
Yeah.
been first.
Yes, that would have been first. And then we'll get into this stuff. So taking a bit of a step back, Roland, within the library, you were looking through a few tomes, and suddenly you felt this gripping pain start to immobilize your body. Very quickly, you began to realize what was happening, and you tried to fight against the transformation, but unsuccessfully. And you looked down to not even be able to move your arms, but watch as the fingers just pulsed and lifted out, this black fur beginning to grow out from the hair that was already present on your arms. These claws beginning to extend from your fingernails, your skin beginning to rip and tear, your clothes beginning to sunder around you. You feel these teeth, this maw of your mouth extend and grow as this blackness begins to cover the spheres of your eyes. Your senses grow dull and things drift away. You push and try and fight whatever it is, this transformation that has taken over you. And for a moment, you get this bit of lucidity. You see these shapes, these shadows. You feel yourself moving at a rapid pace. You feel stone underneath your hands, underneath your paws. You feel wood grain being scratched as you climb up buildings. You see a bit of gold and a darkened cloak. You push through the alleys. You feel this scent, this hunger. For a moment, there is this iron smell. The smell of blood, and you want to push towards it, but you know you resist. You push away. But you feel this predatory presence, this tracker, this hunter behind you. But you are the more powerful hunter, and you stick to the shadows. You hide and evade while trying to still fight this, and it's glimpses, it's flashes that you see. And you feel this collision. You feel metal and wood. You hear shouting. And this smell erupts in your nostrils, this hunger. Before you can even control things, you feel yourself rushing after it, chasing after it, surging forward. And you try and fight again. You feel this presence behind you, these entities pursuing you, and for a moment you try to twist and turn and push and see what it is. But the hunter's instincts within you are too strong, and you stick to the shadows. You are the predator tonight, and you follow your prey. Just as your vision is starting to cloud with black darkness once again, these words try to pierce your brain. They feel distant and muffled, but somehow familiar. Go ahead and give me one last wisdom saving throw. Well, no, you already rolled the wisdom saving throw. I will. I'll allow. I'll say, do you want to take what you already rolled, or do you want to risk a new one?
I'm gonna risk a new one
Okay.
because that was purely I want to see what it is, and it was not in the moment.
Okay, I'll leave it up to you.
He's gonna
Oh
let
my
one
God.
higher.
One higher.
It's like
Better.
inspiration. One higher.
All right.
Hey, it's better.
You
Also, the virtual die on the screen hit a 1 first and then shifted.
just gotta tease you with it.
Yeah.
You feel these familiar words. You know it is a friend trying to call out for you, trying to see where you are. You hardly know where you are, and you're not even sure if you can respond. But if you'd like, to put some personal flavor on this, on the few words that you think Roland can get through back as part of this spell.
Rawr.
So you'll have you'll be able to get about 10 words through rather than the typical 25. And they can be sparsed out, they can be a sentence, whatever you think is appropriate for the situation that Roland is in.
So he's just going to try to force through. Help. Don't kill me. I'll try. Woods. And then cut out.
Okay. Then instead of doing tiny hut, Clyde would pull it out and go, we have to go to the woods. Because we're going to have to leave.
Clyde, you look around. You're in the middle of the city. There are woods and forests outside. Are you taking the group in that direction?
We're going to have... I think that's what we're going to have to do. If we want to get Roland tonight and just leave him.
Okay.
I think we're going to have to go to the woods and search for him.
Okay.
Jasira, Boko, and Clyde, with a single cure in hand, you push through the city and towards the outskirts, the wall. And as you... There are...
no idea if I'm going to be able to get to the woods.
There are still guards that are posted. The doors don't seem to be closed, but they do seem to be ready to inquire should anyone be trying to leave. Are you all trying to sneak your way through? Are you just leaving? What is the plan for the three of you?
Clyde's going to pull down, and when we're flying, he's going to be on his horse. Like, hello, gentlemen. I just picked this up at the fine establishment you have here, and I want to go test it out and not cause too much of a ruckus.
Give me a persuasion check.
Nice.
Thank God we brought the charismatic person with us.
Thank God.
Can you imagine Roland being the one trying to get past the guards right there?
I'm going to get so much use out of this horse thing.
They just wave you on through, and Boko, Jasira, you catch them under their breath, just, damn adventurers. As you all make it out into the nearby forests.
Theschault. Roland has not been here yet.
Theschault, as you, Cade, and Sindri are kind of wandering around, unsure of where the others have gotten to and unsure of any sighting of Roland or the creature that he may have become, you come across another individual in the late evening. Tall and muscular. Kind of a black or a tealish tunic that he wears across his chest and tattoos up his arms. This thick black curled hair that lays down past his shoulders, and half of his head is kind of shaved along the side. This thick beard and these hard, jagged features as he kind of walks by and sees you. Evening. What are you all up to at this hour?
It may seem a little strange. We're actually trying to track down a friend of ours.
Really?
Yeah, one of our friends is having a...
Oh, and Clyde, this is the Shawl Cade.
Sorry.
You're good. The man kind of looks you up and down, the Schalt. Is there a description? Perhaps I've seen him or can pass along the description to the guard.
Black hair.
Yeah, normally he's a really good marksman, and I don't think this description would help a lot currently. He's currently have you ran into a big possibly werewolf?
And as you start to speak, Cade just kind of elbows you in the stomach. The Shaw just Gives you kind of a side eye. I'm sorry, you said he's usually a marksman? Is he a soldier?
To be honest, I probably should ask a little more about it. But yeah, he's a taller fellow. He's really fast. So I was just kind of curious if he was anywhere around here, and then we ran into a guy whose key set got broken by some monster, so that figure we were worth checking out as well.
I'm sorry, that's a lot to take in. A monster? What kind of monster?
Right. Well, apparently there's been some trouble with werewolves, from what I've heard.
This is news to me. Who have you heard this from?
Just some of the... I mean, we heard it from the townsfolk, right?
Katie's just kind of giving a big smile and trying to hold in her feelings.
Werewolves haven't been... For the sake of the person who has to join late, werewolves have not been seen on the continent for 100 years.
I do remember that, but I figured this is attention catching.
Yeah, and it certainly is attention catching. And Theschault, give me an insight check.
Sure. I'd like to see what this guy thinks.
He might think you're a little crazy, but that's okay.
I mean, you know what? It's not the first time.
You can change it later.
All right,
this man seems to be kind of gauging how drunk or intoxicated you are.
I mean,
can I interest you in some steam?
So you say there's some monster, this werewolf, that is gallivanting through the city, and your friend is lost. You say he's tall. Is he a human? What color skin or hair does he have?
I'm just kind of scratching, trying to kind of figure out.
Cade at this point kind of claps a hand on your shoulder. You'll have to excuse him, sir. He's had a few drinks and starts to see things and expand on the realistic possibilities. We should best be getting home. Please have a safe night. And if you see anyone wandering, please send them to the nearest tavern, and we'll take a look in the morning. Thank you. And she kind of begins to push you away from him, and the man kind of gives a glance over his shoulder at you as you are being pushed by, and you kind of look back. You're not quite exactly sure why Cade was so insistent to leave when this person could have been perfectly helpful.
I trust Cade more than I trust myself at this point.
But you all continue to try and wander the streets before finding some place to get your rest. Theschault, as Theschault, Cade, and Sindri are finding rest, Jasira, Boko, and Clyde, you find your way out to the forest, and what are you doing in preparation or in search?
Clyde is going to inspire who's ever going to do the survival check, and I'm going to go get my food.
Okay.
If I remember right, Jasira and Boko both have pretty good survival, fortunately.
All right, whoever wants to roll one can roll one at advantage with a, what was it, D8? Yeah, D8.
I can do it, I suppose.
Go for it.
Hoping for best. Okay. You said advantage and a D8?
Mm-hmm.
Hallelujah. Okay.
Not bad.
Could be worse, could be better. And now it's better.
Nice.
What up?
So the evening draws on, continuing into the darkness. And it starts to feel a bit like searching for a needle in a haystack. But Jasira, with the help of Clyde's magic and Boko's assistance in the natural environment, you all are probably the best at finding a werewolf in a forest. that could be out there.
In living memory, yeah.
It takes multiple hours, but you find eventually this trail of prints in the dirt and mud, and this tear of ever so often broken pieces of foliage and bits of black fur. And eventually you come upon this small spot where a tree has fallen over. And you see nestled on the ground the body. But whose body it is, you're not sure. It's something so strange and odd and alien that even if you had seen a werewolf here, it would have been more normal. What you see is a humanoid figure that has clothes that have been ripped and torn. Really only bits of the trousers and the remnants of a shirt left.
Convenient bits.
Only covered
When in actuality, it would literally just be the cuffs hanging around the ankles.
PG-13.
Yeah, gotta keep the rating. Just sexual themes.
Source language.
Yeah.
Legendary magical item, Hulk pants.
But Jasira, as you are looking at this individual, it's not a human that you see here. In fact, it's not even something that you recognize. This entity is almost this silver, transparent-like skin. No hair is on the body, on the head or otherwise. But you do see that across its face, which its features are muted, the nose is kind of rounded and barely emerging from the face. The lips are thin and almost non-existent. But half of the face is burned and scarred. The figure lies unconscious. I believe what
this doesn't have the shape of like an actual, like, it's not lupine at all.
No, it's humanoid completely. It's a bit lankier, but it seems to match up, Boko looking over it, with the physical proportions of Roland, and that burn is the same pattern that you had seen.
Does the humanoid appear to be unconscious?
Yes.
Then Jasira might do a basic medical check just to make sure all is good. Minus
unconscious, great
possible
punches or crits.
Yeah.
Jasira's doing that. Clyde is looking for a 10-foot stick. Don't poke him.
Jasira doesn't care. She'll grapple you if she needs to. It'll be fine.
Yeah, Boko is gonna,
Kinky.
Boko is gonna echo Jasira's footsteps and approach with her.
There we go. Yeah, we'll just do a basic medical check
All
to
right,
make sure everything is okay. That is basic as fuck, you know.
You look over this individual, and despite the alien-like anatomy, you don't see any wounds or injuries. What you do see is that the hands have bits of blood, and there are bits of blood around the face. But the figure seems to be in a healthy state, just dormant.
Well, what do you think, guys? He seems kind of like Roland, but also I'm not used to without the hat and the get-up and
everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But he's still solidly Zuko'd.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, but the Zuko.
the pattern is as unique as a fingerprint and very undeniable. And yet it still seems a bit strange to call this the same individual that you have grown familiar with.
We can't go back into the town tonight.
Well, good thing you stopped trying to cast some tiny hut. Perhaps we can do that again out here.
Maybe. Clyde's gonna touch him a little bit and give him just a little bit of a shake. Does he react at all?
No.
And that's right. It was a faking the whole time. You fell for it.
As you shake him, he does kind of murmur. There's bits of something that escape his breath. He's alive. He's semi-conscious, but seems to be in a recovering state and is not lucid.
How long do we have until sunrise?
Just kind of getting a sense of where you're at. Maybe a few hours, maybe 3 hours or so.
Has the moon set?
You kind of look up into the sky and you don't see the light of a full moon anymore.
All right.
Boko is going to look to Jasira and Clyde for advice here, because he's holding the lichen cure, or the lycanthropy cure, and he's going to say, "It seems like a waste to use this now, as the worst has already come to pass. And
I think we should wait until he wakes to let him take it. So, I don't know, so at least it's his decision."
Do we know how long it takes one to gain control of this form?
I was literally just typing, who knows, I might be able to control it.
Has Clyde ever heard of anyone controlling lycanthropy?
Lydia,
the people
and
we just
I mean,
yeah.
Well, even prior to that, because control might be a little.
Thousands.
They did, but they also
years.
did try to violently murder us. So.
Yeah, I would say that Jasira was directly speaking to Lydia about that exact topic, and Lydia had given the indication that they could control it. Unfortunately, she didn't give details about how long it took to gain this.
Tight-lipped bitch. That's why she's dead.
Was there any mention in the last town about how long the lichens had been chained up?
How long had it been since people had disappeared?
So you knew that at least for Abigail, that she had disappeared a couple of days ago and she was chained up.
And she was fully invested in the transformation.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, not out of the chains yet, but in it.
But like,
to win
I'm ready to do this. Yeah.
And I'd say
we have manacles and we have trees.
And I'd say, Jasira, from your just insight of the situation, the lycanthropy gave certain benefits, one of which was a youth and a beauty that Abigail seemed particularly drawn to.
Right. It's true. Maybe Roland wants to be young and beautiful forever. You should give him a chance.
You can't help but say that as you look down at this like alien gray-skinned creature.
You look like a slime.
So we agree.
Yeah, Boko will say, "This form that Roland has taken is something unique. And I think he should weigh in on whether or not he takes the cure. Unfortunately, that means we will have to watch him until the sun rises. I have my manacles back, right?
Yeah.
We unmanacled the paladin?
Yes.
Just right around the feet. I'm gonna go. I think the feet.
Just
are more
manacling the feet together.
We can't run away.
The hands can be tied together. Clyde learned some new ropes at the church he went to last.
Wow, that is a sentence. Holy shit.
Oh, indeed.
Out of
And if we
context,
learned
that would be
anything,
fine.
I think we have plenty of rope
Context,
now. Yeah.
Wages I learned not tying at the church in context.
When it's a Boy Scout meeting.
Hey,
Oh.
This is Clyde we're talking about, which makes that sentence infinitely worse.
Oh, gosh.
yeah.
Anyway, so you all are planning to set up the tiny hut here and wait out till the morning?
Yes.
Do we need the tiny hut?
That's up to you.
Yeah. Do you guys feel apparently threatened? The thing I was worried about killing us and who killed things in there is asleep right here. It seems real peaceful.
But like,
But could a werewolf break out of those manacles?
I don't know.
Well,
Stick some silver in
what
his
we
mouth
saw-
or something.
well, that might do a lot of damage now. We don't know.
Just take that silver bar and just put it on his chest to hold him down.
Hang on here. Actually, I have all my tools on me. I have ingots of silver, heat metal, and we have a jeweler's kit. We could lace these manacles with silver. Anybody?
Okay, but I will say the manacles were in that little hideout. Were meant to hold the.
Just reinforce.
As I'm burping, hold them before, like, in from their transformation.
Bro, I still gotta like back up my armor. I don't have metal to spare on things.
I don't know.
That's fine. It's not.
You're right. You should use the manacles for that. Don't worry about chaining me up.
No, but see, if I
fix his armor.
Yeah, here's the deal though. If I load my armor with silver, it's a werewolf killing weapon now.
Dope.
You know what? The manacles are probably best used to control the person who is just a werewolf.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah, do some quick measurements of the inside of the manacles, and then probably just for good measure, coat the inside with silver.
Clyde's gonna look at him and say, "Hey, I'm gonna go get the wagon if you all are gonna be good with Sleeping Beauty here." And he's gonna pat Roland right on the face just a little bit. Just...
Okay. So, Boko, it takes you maybe about an hour to get these manacles kind of lined with silver. Enough time for Clyde to return with the cart. And Clyde, give me an investigation check.
Sure, I'm good at those. Not bad.
Yes, you are.
As you go to get the cart, there's actually Theschault is kind of sleeping in a chair nearby. And is able to kind of get you to where Sindri and Cade have been resting. And the three of you, or the four of you, kind of take the cart back out into the forest. In the meantime, Boko, you've attached these the silver lining to the manacles, and when you go to place it onto the skin of this creature, manacling its feet together, it actually starts to sizzle. And this smoke begins to emit off of the skin.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think we should do that. It's our friend, probably. You know, he looks like an alien right now.
Taking a very close look at the interaction between the lichen healing and the damage that's being done by the silver, does it seem like one is winning over the other?
Is he dying?
Wow. I don't care if he's in incredible pain.
Clyde left before this.
Before you can even make this analysis, the pain in your ankles, Roland, causes you to wake up out of your stasis and bolt upright as you see Jasira and Boko at your face. And Jasira is like looking very hesitant and Boko is looking very curious as there is just this bit of smoke coming off of your ankles as you try to move and your ankles are tied together and there's this pain coursing through them.
Please,
I'm reaching for the small of my back for
Jasira.
No,
I'm
Boko
reaching for the small of my back for a dagger.
Are you saying you're healing more, or are you being hurt more by
You
the
look
manacles?
back there and there's no dagger. You feel skin. And Boko...
When looking at myself, like when I came to consciousness, am I still in the weird form, or
Boko,
have I, as I came to consciousness, returned to Roland?
Yeah, Boko and Jasira both see this strange transformation, like in a blink of an eye, as that strange alien form shifts back to the normal form of Roland that looks and appears humanoid. So Roland, you reach back and look at your back, and your arm appears how you would naturally view it. And expect it to be, but you don't find your dagger, and you feel your bare skin. You look down and see your torn and sundered clothes as you're lying nearly naked here out in the middle of the woods.
PG-13.
That's why we need a tiny hut. It's
it's Roland now. I'm going to grab his ankle and take a closer look.
How much do I remember?
In these moments, kind of thinking back, it's like a surge and a drunken hangover where the memories are slow to come back, but they're like, you see those flashes, you feel those feelings.
Okay, so Roland is just gonna like, as a what happened? I was in a library.
Apparently,
put it on a t-shirt.
Happening.
You wolfed
Bad
out.
things apparently at libraries.
Congratulations.
I'm convinced I didn't miss much.
And Theschault, it's at this point that you and Clyde are riding up on the cart with the others, and it is an hour or so before sunrise, so it is still darkened out in the night. So you're just now getting up to this and hearing the commotion.
Also, ow, ow, ow. Please, ow, it hurts. Can you please take the shackle off my leg? What did you line it with? Acid?
Silver. Yeah. You wolfed out.
Please still take it off, it hurts.
Boko's going to clink, unlock the manacles.
And Roland kind of like does the spider skitter away a little bit back up against the tree in, the flaps of trouser that are now a loincloth.
Boko is going to pull out some of the shredded leather armor he picked up from the bodies on the road, start cutting strips of it to coat the inside of the silver. And he's going to say, Roland, I am sorry, but until the sun rises, you must wear these.
Yeah, Roland, you did some bad things.
Clyde.
Speaking of, everybody,
what did I do?
Out. You stay here. I'm gonna go take care of a couple things back in town, but then we have to leave.
Clyde, yeah,
What
I
did
will
do?
say
How many?
Before we get into this real quickly.
No.
Clyde, as you had been going into the city and back out, by the time you had left with Sindri and Cade, your cart was thoroughly searched on the way out, and there were knights with the symbology of the Iron Curtain at the doors. No longer just guards, but knights.
The Iron Curtain being the paladins
I wanted
helped
to work for them, by the way.
Clyde actually was going to do something
Well,
kind of against Clyde, but he still wants to go back into town, and I can send you what Clyde's going to do, DM, if you would like.
I mean, we
Would
can
you
even
like my
get into it if
help?
you want, but
Yeah,
but I just wanted to make that note. I just wanted to make that note before we continue on with the conversation.
Because it's very, very early, correct?
Yeah, the sun hasn't even risen, and Boko, Jasira, Clyde, you all are starting to feel that onset of exhaustion that will be coming here shortly.
Has
we need to get some
Clyde,
distance, though.
while he's been traveling, has he seen any passed out drunks?
There were plenty in the city.
Perfect. When he goes back this last time, he's going to travel in normally, but he's going to find a passed out drunk, and if possible, wake him up and persuade him while in his drunken stupor to not really fight a suggestion.
Oh.
All right, give me a persuasion check.
Yes.
And while you're doing that, we'll come back to the conversation. So dropping off Cade, Sindri, and Theschault, Clyde headed back into the city, which now, Clyde, you're starting to get that the guards are becoming more and more suspicious of you just because of all the travel in and out.
I keep going in and out, absolutely.
Yeah. But Roland, you still feeling this kind of sense of confusion in Boko with these now covered silver-lined manacles.
How many?
At least one.
You
And
only
some
found
various creatures of some kind.
You only found one person. One person dead.
I think at one point you were chasing some escaped critters too, but
How many creatures did you find dead?
I don't know.
I only
I
saw
don't know.
Fluff.
I mean, for what it's worth, Cade and I only
Blood.
found one.
When did you find blood?
The body.
You were
of a
hunting me,
man.
yes? The two groups of you hunting me, yes?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. One.
Right.
That we found.
I never
You-
passed a body. I only passed by the center of town where the cart of critters had been broken into. Some
Okay.
caged, some were masquerading all about.
Okay. But only... Between all of you, you only found blood once.
Yes.
I only
Another-
tasted... Let me finish, please, before you chain me up in painful, agonizing, sizzling chains. I only tasted blood once. Which means I had some knowledge of what was going on. Not control, but knowledge.
Mhm.
Knowledge is powerful. You've covered them, yes?
Mm-hmm.
May I have some input into how I am chained to a tree so that I can at least try to recover? Or am I your prisoner now?
If you have an idea, I would love to hear it.
Okay. Roland is going to look around for, like, basically a skinny-ish tree that is still thick enough to not get just cracked by normal strength, and basically say put his legs around it and then chain the legs together around the tree so that he can still assume normal positions and not be strapped out to odd, painful angles.
Might be a dumb
But-
question, but we are away from the guard's gate. Like, we're
Yeah,
not
you guys are
within
in the
eyesight.
middle of the woods.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Does anybody
Cool.
have
Okay.
like mold, earth, or whatever? Can we use stone? Make like stone anchors for these?
Sindri might be able to. His summon stone ability.
I think Sindri
I'm gonna
actually
make
does have
stone
mold earth.
I think that's
So, like-
specifically for his hammer.
Yeah.
We don't need to use that.
Sindri goes, I heard splat!
No splat. No splat.
So does this have the particularity? Shapes, colors, or both to appear on the dirt or stone, spelling out words, creating images, or shaping patterns.
Or you can dig loose earth.
Yeah.
You would need Shape Stone as a spell.
Yeah, I don't think this does that.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Or Transmute Rock.
He's just going to summon his massive weapon and put it on your chest.
Do what?
He'll just summon his big weapon and put it on your chest.
Breathe. Yeah.
That Mjolnir physics don't work in real life.
But yeah, so Roland, as you kind of begin to accept the situation as it is and take the manacles across your legs, but able to still sit and talk and converse, everyone kind of gathers around.
I'm just going to, whenever I want to talk to anyone, I'm going to be someone Cade likes, so I'm going to hug the tree.
For the rest of you, are you attempting to get some sort of rest out here, or are you keeping watch, or what are you doing at this point? There's about an hour till sunrise. But many of you are worn out and approaching exhaustion.
Sure, would like to meditate, if possible.
Yeah, if I haven't rested, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to try and get a little bit of shut-eye here.
Okay.
Did any of you grab my things, my pack, my... Oh,
Cade kind of nods and holds up your jacket, your hat, your rifle, and your pack.
Thank you. May I have them? I would like to take some notes on the experience before they fade.
She's been kind of watching you this whole time, and you seem at a point that she nods and kind of rifles through or opens up your pack for you to grab a notebook from. Setting the others down about at the extent of your range, but still close enough that you can access them.
Okay. I'll take the notebook. I'm going to just start putting everything into it, of like any memory that I had, any impression that I had. Like a dream journal, like when you wake up from a really fucked up dream and you just want to write it down before it goes away and you're just haunted by it. Like that's basically what he's doing right now.
Okay. In the meantime,
waiting for everyone to fall asleep.
Before Boko gets any rest, he'll walk up to Roland's pack as well, and he'll just say to Roland, "The same courtesy we showed the other lycanthropes." And he's going to hold up the cure, place it into Roland's pack. "The choice is yours."
You know it's made correctly. And that it works.
With my own hands, according to the recipe that was found, the same that cured the others. Roland, the form you assumed was unique. It was not of a lupine creature. I think there is something different about your transformation.
Boko, I've known you long enough to know that when you say different, you mean you want to study it.
I am simply asking permission that should you perish, I dissect your body.
What a good friend. At
least I'm asking permission.
I know.
Would you like to be an organ donor?
Would you like to donate your body to science? It's me. I'm science.
It's me.
Hello.
This is necrobiotics.
Oh no.
I'm going to put a condition on this because
so gnarly.
I'm going to put a condition on this because I know how far you will go. Touch something you shouldn't. If I perish by means of something that is not of your influencing and not of anyone in this party, you have my permission.
If you nat one Boko and chop his face off, you can't keep it.
You lost.
You orchestrate the perishing. You do not have my permission. As much as that counts for.
Roland, I would never willfully orchestrate anything to harm you. But have you seen how frequently accidental stabbings occur?
Only to you.
I mean,
A phenomenon I am still studying quite fervently, I should add.
And Roland kind of cracks a bit of a smile at that. Thank you for finding me. I was terrified.
I am sorry that this is happening to you, and I am sorry for what must be done. But you have to understand that we have to take some sort of precaution here that should you embrace this transformation, we will have to stop you from killing anybody.
Embrace the transformation? What do you mean?
Uh-oh. I thought Boko was going to be the angel in this equation. Nah, he's the devil.
Boko is very neutral. His intervention in anything is all about consent and permission.
Yeah.
And so it's totally
Sounds like the devil to me.
He needs to know all the information. That's all.
Yeah, the same way you said no to any ritualistic involvement with Boko, and so Boko hasn't pushed the matter. It's the same thing. And so Boko will just say, let me know if this is something you are pursuing, so I can make a muzzle, something to at least give your victims a chance.
He's gonna give you claw caps.
Painted with glitter.
Yeah.
Cone of shame.
Oh, he wins! Oh my god!
Bad Doki.
All I have to tell Sindri is we're making a muzzle for Roland.
Okay.
Sindri just goes, "Tucks you long enough."
Only if you make a muzzle for Sindri too.
Matching muzzles. Yes.
Boko stares directly at Roland and goes, if I had a material that would change as he grows, it would already have been made.
Oh, man. So as you all begin kind of these final talks, the exhaustion setting in, is there anyone that you're setting to watch, or are you all resting here in the forest?
Can we move into the tree line a little bit?
You are
so we're
in the
not-
middle of the
Okay.
forest right now.
Cool.
Okay.
Good night.
Okay.
Good night. Yeah.
Good morning,
So
you mean?
in the meantime, Clyde, you have navigated into the city and found a intoxicated individual in the first rays of light.
I'm gonna offer him a platinum for his clothes and to listen to me very carefully.
Okay.
All right. Clyde takes his clothes.
Just kind of
And
looks down, just, it's a little
Gives him-
chilly.
Gives him the platinum. Here, chew on this,
Ow!
and then while talking to him, next people you meet for the next every 8 people you meet, you're going to scream, "It was me, and I'm sorry, I couldn't help it." And you're going to yell that at the top of your lungs at every 8th person you see when you wake up after a wonderful sleep.
Every eighth
my
person
God.
I see.
Every 8th person you see, pal.
What am I exactly agreeing to?
Don't worry about that, friend.
He kind of looks at you, looks at the coin, looks at you. Can I get a blanket at least?
Sure. Clyde will take out one of the horse blankets. He's got
kind of nestles up back in his spot.
All right, buddy.
Oh my God.
As you take the cart back, making your way.
Well, he didn't have the cart.
Just you.
He went in, by himself.
Okay, making your way back towards the gate.
Is there another exit out of this town?
There are multiple gates. Yeah.
Yeah, Clyde's going to go through another exit, and before he gets to it, he's going to cast invisibility with his last spell slot, except for first.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and then all I have is one first level spell, but hopefully I don't need it.
Silvery barbs if they see you.
Right? Like, no, that
invisibility drops.
Whoops.
All right. So under the cover.
I see you. No, you don't. Ah, fuck.
You're right, damn it.
Go ahead and give me a stealth check at advantage, Clyde.
Yep.
Come on, you got this. Hey.
Nice. So under the cover of invisibility, going out another gate, trying to break up your patterns, you slip through the. Well, actually, at this point, I'll say this. The gates to the city have been closed rather than being open. However, this is an active merchant town. And as the first rays of sun are starting to come up, people are now starting to make their way out to fields and make their way out to their boats. It's not right away, but eventually you find some that are fully investigated and come up close with them to make your way through the gate. As you're passing through the gate, you can hear them kind of discussing back and forth, and you hear just bits and pieces, them kind of asking why the additional security measures are in place and being frustrated at having to be stopped and fully inspected, and the knights at the gate kind of tell them to be quiet, but the guards are a bit more loose-lipped and make mention about something about rumors of creatures and murder in the night. And you slip through with these fishermen and make your way back, taking the long journey. In the early morning, you find your party kind of nestled up, sleeping, and find Roland kind of next to the tree, writing notes in a journal, unable to...
Gonna go up to Roland. Roland, are you like laying down against the tree?
He's kind of like swiveled. Well, there was something else I wanted to do while Clyde was gone.
We can get that first.
Was resting.
Yeah, you can't, because Clyde is literally just gonna go up to you and give you a hug and say, "I am sorry, buddy. We all fucked up."
So Roland.
Now I regret what I'm about to do.
Roland, before that happened,
Do it!
What did you want to do while the rest of them were sleeping and Clyde was out?
Because everyone else was going to sleep, right?
Yep, everyone else has been asleep for 30, 40 minutes at this point.
I do want to clarify something. The leather padding in the manacles is just stuffed in there. It's not actually on there. So if you get too rowdy,
Not getting rowdy. Just getting to my pack because it was within reach.
Yep.
And kind of pulling it in. And the first time that he pulls it in, he's just going to pull out a snack and chew on it for a little bit while watching all the sleeping people and see if anyone takes a reaction to him reaching into his pack.
Everyone is out cold at this moment.
And when there's no reaction, he's going to reach in and pull out the box and touch an orb.
Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, son of a bitch.
we probably should have kept this in mind, knowing that Roland has thieves' tools in his pack.
But Cade, let it be near him. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh.
He's leaving the manacles on, the silver manacles on. He doesn't want to hurt anyone, but he wants to know what's on the other side of that orb now that it's fucked with him.
Mm-hmm.
I think as you go out to reach for the orb, that is where we're going to go to break.
No!
And we will have a bit of a delay here, as I will be on travel for a few weeks, and so it will be about a month of both in-game and out-of-game time before we return back to our individuals here in this story. So please tune back in to this wonderful story as we come back in about a month's time to see what everyone has gotten up to. And we'll catch you then. Thanks for joining us.
Spoiler, Clyde's going to learn how to speak duck.